Well, Russ, Saturday was some victory for your team, and I think it probably shows how far your side has come. Not just since the start of the season, but even since the start of January. Everything feels like it's been turned on its head.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's loads to be positive about. I think the guys are really building belief in what we're doing and in each other. Confidence is obviously huge in football. The mentality they approach the game with on Saturday and have been approaching games have been outstanding. It's been probably the real difference for us in terms of getting results and winning games and not just putting in performances but actually seeing it through and winning the game. So it's they feel they're playing with a lot of energy, a lot of intensity, a lot of connection, that they're getting the results that they deserve for their hard work. And I'm just really pleased for them and proud of them for some of the performances they put in, and especially on Saturday, because as I said after the game, it takes a big mentality and a big attitude to go and attack the game the way that they did, so really pleased.
Is it as simple as just the new lads in January coming in and making a huge difference for you?
I think it's a combination of things. I think we've definitely added quality, there's no doubt about it. We've added athleticism, we've added energy, enthusiasm. At the same time, that takes a bit of time to integrate and to work with these guys, because the amount of detail obviously we play with and we the way we play. So they'll keep getting better, but I think it's definitely helped the group. I think we picked up some good results obviously in December, just ahead of January as well, so picked up a little bit of momentum. And I think there's just a really good feel amongst the group. I think the team spirit is growing all the time, which has been, I've said to you numerous times, probably the hardest thing to try and increase and improve really with COVID and the protocols and the strict regulations we're under. But they've done it through working hard at training, enjoying work together, and just being relentless really in their approach to it. They've never once wavered in their belief in what we're doing. They've never once stopped working as hard as they possibly can. They've never stopped asking questions, and that's why I love working with this group of players so much. And as I said to you before, it feels like more of our squad now. There's no doubt about it. And hopefully we can just keep heading in the right direction and keep growing and keep the guys building momentum.
I mean, morale in the dressing room at the moment must be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think it's said to you, it's a balance, because I want these guys to enjoy what they're doing. I want them to enjoy winning together. I want us to enjoy the process together. There's no doubt, but I don't want us to get carried away with anything. We still got a lot of room for improvement. We have a lot of work to do. There's no doubt about it. Even after watching Saturday's game back, there's definitely things that will really help us to improve us moving forward, and that's what we'll work on this week and have worked on so far. But I want us to enjoy it. I want you guys to enjoy watching it. I want us to all feel part of something. I want us to be proud of the team we're watching, and they are making us all feel very proud of their performances and of what they're bringing the club and how much it means to them in a minute. So as long as that continues and we get the balance right between enjoyment and working hard, and I think that comes, we only enjoy it because of how hard we work. I think that's where the enjoyment is for us. The Monday to Friday, the enjoyment in the process, enjoying the daily grind of the work, and then ultimately the success it brings, or the final result it brings on a Saturday, and which is the bit you guys hopefully get to enjoy at the weekend. So it's a balance, and we have to make sure we get the balance right all the time. But I want them to enjoy it when they get results that they did on Saturday. There's no doubt about it. That's what it's all about.
And it is those results, isn't it? The winning away at Hull, the win away at Sunderland earlier this season. They're the results that not only get the players' chest puffed out, it's the ones that get the fans' chest puffed out, and that's what builds the aura around MK Dons again. Yeah,
and I'm just disappointed we haven't been able to share it with any supporters. Obviously, when you go away from home and you win, there's no better feeling going over to the away fans after the game and celebrating, enjoying it with them, and thanking them and rewarding them for their travel and their commitment to the club and the team. But yeah, you're right. I think it just shows the change in mentality over the course of a year or whatever it is, 18 months, that we're going to these places now after not winning for a long time away. Going to these places now and really attacking the game and trying to be us, trying to impose the game, play the game we want to play, and trying to dictate as much as possible. And that's why I have a huge amount of belief and pride in these players, and I'm enjoying watching them grow and grow together. And we have to make sure they keep doing that.
With the amount of work that you've done then on this team and putting in feels like the final piece is in January. How excited are you for next season? Because obviously this season, you say that you're paying for the slow start that you made, but it all feels like it's all building for next season, and you can probably hit the ground running, given that this is the team that you'll probably go into next season with.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously, I wish I could look that far ahead. As a football manager, I think it's really difficult. What I would say, if we continue to play and perform in this way for the rest of this season, and we end up wherever we end up and not at the wrong end of the table, then I will be very, very excited about next season with the young group that we have, with the players that are together, the core group, if you like, that we have playing week in, week out, and the guys in and around it who will get better and better next year. I think, for me, that's the whole point now. It's about improvement. I think there's so many players with so much improvement they've made this season, that this season's going to stand them in brilliant stead for next season in their careers. If you look at likes of Warren O'Horitz's first season, Andrew Fisher's first season, Harry Darling's first 4 or 5 games at this level so far, Matt O'Reilly, his first full season of playing, first half season of playing week in, week out. Scotty Fraser, obviously regular at this level, but playing in a style and a team that really, really suits him. So there's a lot of, I can go on and on, but there's a lot of growth to be made with this team. Dave Kasuma's another one. So I'm excited about that, of course, but I can only be excited about next season once we finish this season, and I want us to concentrate, as is always the case, on the next game. That's the only thing we can influence. The next training session, the next game, as cliche as that sounds, it's true. And if you're inside the building, that's what all the focus is on. I'm excited about every game at the moment. I'm excited about working with these guys every single day, and it's that excitement that gets my juices flowing and gets me up and out of bed in the morning, looking forward to and really loving and enjoying working at this club at the minute. And it's the same for all of us as a group of staff, and we are really grateful for the opportunity we have, and we're really excited by what can lie ahead for us in the future. And at the minute, that all that is Northampton at home on Saturday.
We'll ask you to go a little bit further long term in just Northampton on Saturday, though, and I will say that we've seen the gap grow from the relegation zone and somewhat shrink towards the playoff spots. I mean, are you allowing yourself to look at that? Are you thinking about that at all, or is it just a case of wherever finish as high as you possibly can and see what happens?
Honestly, Toby, I haven't spoke about it to the lads. We haven't really spoke about it as a group of staff in terms of that. When I tell you it's about improving on last season, it's about getting better and better. I think for me now, we need to keep building. We need to get to a certain number of points as quickly as we can, and then see where we go from there, really. And I think it will be up to the players. If we can get a few more wins very quickly now, then obviously that opens up. You'll be asking me those questions again. If we don't, then it'll be a different set of questions in a few weeks' time. So I honestly think it's on the players. They have to take a bit of ownership of what they want to do this season, where they want to go. For us, we focus on the day-to-day stuff, and on Saturday, I'm not setting any targets apart from improving on last season. I think we've improved on the points tally from last season with much fewer games. So they need to keep building now and make sure the season's as exciting, as comfortable, as enjoyable as possible for them and for us, and we'll work hard to do that. So I know I'm really skirting around it and staying away from it, but that's how I feel. I'm not going to sit here and get carried away with anything that's not how I operate, really, and not how we operate as a group of staff. So it'll be up to the players to determine how far they want to take it, because I really believe that they are capable of anything they want on their day in this division, and they've proved that so far at times this season. So we have to continue doing that, and let's see how far it takes us. And all I know is I just want to enjoy watching the team as I have done the last few weeks.
A player that people have certainly enjoyed watching is Harry Darling. I mean, he's coming into that central defensive role, the role that we know that Richard Keogh played well, and it's not a traditional centre-back's role, but I mean, have you seen a player fit into your system quite as easily as Harry has?
No, it's a tough role, I can tell you that, because I played for 75 minutes against Cambridge yesterday in a game, so it's a very, very tough role. Takes a lot of responsibility. I knew we were signing an excellent player. and a really good character, and someone who's played a lot of games in League Two. I didn't think he would probably show what he's shown so quickly in terms of the bravery on the ball, the composure on the ball. He's been outstanding. There's no doubt about it. He knows how I feel and we feel about him in terms of what he needs to improve on to really kick on, and he's really willing to work on that and do that. But he's taken on, for a 21-year-old guy who's not played this level before, or in a team that sort of plays this way, really, I guess. He's taken it on unbelievably well, which is full credit to him as someone who wants to learn, someone who wants to work hard. And yeah, he's going to be a really, really big and important player for us if he carries on doing what he's doing now. So been so pleased with him, so pleased. He's such a good guy, such a good lad. Really love him as a person, and love watching him as a player as well, because he takes on a huge amount, as do all the guys back there, and him and Fish, in particular, take on a huge amount of responsibility and pressure on young shoulders, and that will never be lost on me. I'll always be grateful for that, and that's why we have to accept at times it's not going to quite go right. There might be mistakes, but I want to keep encouraging what they're doing, because when it works, it can be really, really special. And he's been really good.
And as a character, I mean, being able to, as you say, at 21, being able to take that on and being willing to take that on shows a massive sort of sense about what sort of guy he is.
Yeah, definitely. He's extremely mature for his age. He's same as Warren, really, for young guys. They're both really mature. They carry themselves like old school professionals, the way that they work, always in the gym doing extra, always on the training pitch doing extra, always asking questions in the individual analysis meetings, in the unit meetings. Really just brilliant. Want to improve, want to learn, and that's I've said to you all the way along since I've been here, that's more important than what they can bring on the pitch in many ways, because that will reflect and will determine what they can give us on the pitch, is their attitudes towards the way we do things, towards their own improvement and their character, and both of them have been incredible with that, and we're playing next to an experienced head like Dino only helps as well, and he's been really important for those guys. So really, really pleased, and they've got a lot of improvement to make as well, which is the most exciting part, because I think they can both get better and better, and we need to grow now with them, and they need to grow with us, and hopefully eventually we'll all get to where we want to go together.
How are your injured midfielders, David Kasumu, Louis Thompson and Jordan Hout, getting on?
Houts is back training, which is great. He's back in full training this week, so he'll be available for the squad, which is really, really pleasing. He's looked really sharp. Really good to have Jordan back. It's been a while, obviously, and throughout the whole process, he's been a really important part of it for us on and off the pitch. So it'd be really good to have him back. Davey, obviously, we thought would be involved a couple of weeks ago. He had a little setback, but we're hoping to get him back involved for the weekend, which would be great as well. And then Louis T shouldn't be too far behind, hopefully another 10 days or so. So all looking really positive on that front for those guys, and gives us some real competition and real selection headache for me when they all come back, which is really pleasing. But we have a lot of games, and we are going to need everyone, there's no doubt. So that'll be a big boost for us, them coming back.
It's been quite nice to have a week without a game in midweek.
Yeah, it's been good to get some work in. There was a game for the guys yesterday at Cambridge for the ones who haven't played as many minutes recently, which was a really useful exercise. There was a training session before that for the guys who weren't playing in that game, and it's been a really good week of work so far, which we need to continue. And as I said, we've got a really clear idea of what we need to work on this week to help improve our performance again for the weekend and prepare for the opposition. It's nice these 3 weeks every now and again just to get some work in on the training pitch. Otherwise, you're just you're playing, you're recovering, you're preparing, and you don't get very long to prepare for games. So it's always nice to have a free week and get some proper work in.
And it means you only have to talk to me once a week as well.
I don't mind it, honestly. You're right.
It feels like we've been playing Northampton once a month since the start of the season. I think it's the fourth meeting of the season, but I think it could be slightly different to the last ones, given that there's a new man in the dugout. Yeah,
well, things have changed, obviously. Yeah, so obviously Keith went, and they've made a change, and they've reacted really. The players have reacted really positively to John and his staff and what they're doing now. And they had a fantastic performance and a really good draw last night at Ipswich, and they're probably unlucky to come away without all 3 points. So yeah, they've all really bought into it really quickly. It will be a really tough game. There's no doubt they've made a few changes and tweaks to what they're doing, and it looks like the players have got a lot of energy and freshness because of that, which obviously happens when a manager changes, and I think you often get that. You know, some players who haven't been involved as much get a new lease of life, new energy. Other people desperate to impress the new manager. So yeah, he's got them going. There's no doubt about it. They're going to be a tough team to play against, as they have been in the other games. And just I guess it might be in a different way now. So, but we're at home. We have to focus on us and what we can do to make sure we play the way we want to play. And if we perform to the levels we have done recently, you know, we can go into it really confident. But there's no doubt about it. It'll be a really, really, really tough game for us, and they'll come here full of energy and really up for it after last night's result, especially.